Okay, Tube, in this module of videos, we're going to focus on what it means to operate or perform operations with polynomial functions. That is to say, if I give us, say, a couple of functions, f of x and g of x, and they have different rules, maybe what I want to do is I want to go find f of x plus g of x, or I could even find f of x minus g of x, f of x times g of x, even in the future f of x divided by g of x. But this idea is that if I give us one or more functions here, can we add, subtract, multiply, or divide them? And so of course we can. And what we're going to focus on in this module of videos is how we complete all four operations. Well, we're going to start with addition and subtraction in this video and just focus on those, and then focus primarily on multiplication in the next few videos. But let's start with this. When it comes to adding and subtracting polynomial functions, like we see here on letter A, it says add 2x cubed plus x squared minus 3x plus 4. I'm going to put this all in parentheses here. I'm going to say add that and this x cubed plus 7x minus 2. So I notice that I have a couple of polynomials here. Each of those is third degree, okay? And it looks like I have a four-nomial up here adding together with a trinomial down here. It has three terms in it. But you'll notice it says do this in a vertical format. What I'm going to comment on in this video is that there are two ways to perform all of the operations that we'll see here. In terms of addition, we can do this vertically or horizontally. So what I'm going to do is this. When we add these things in a vertical format, what we're really going to do is just stack them. Just like if I said add 21.4 plus 8.62, we would stack these and we would just add these straight down. One important thing to note here though is that our place values have to line up, okay? So that is to say that when I rewrite this vertically, I'm just going to write 2x cubed plus x squared minus 3x plus 4, and then I'm going to write plus now this. Put all these in parentheses, I almost forgot. Plus x cubed plus 7x squared. I don't have any x's to the first, so I'm going to leave that blank, and then minus 2. I can actually, if I want to, fill this in with the fact that I have no x's to the first. But what we're going to do vertically is just add these straight up and down. So in our constant place here, we have two constants overall when we add these. Negative 3x plus no x's would still be negative 3x. And then I would say here I have positive 1x squared plus 7 more x squares would give us 8x squared, and that's positive. And then last but not least, 1x cubed plus 2x cubed is 3x cubed. So the sum of these two original functions, f of x plus g of x, would just be this new function right here, and this would be the sum of these two functions here. So that was adding vertically. What we're going to do in this instance here is we're going to take this cubic here polynomial and add it to this quadratic or second degree polynomial, but we're going to do it in a horizontal format. When we talk about a horizontal format, I'm just going to write this the way we would write it, which is negative 4y cubed plus 2y squared minus y plus 2. We're going to add all of that to all of this. Now it's important that we put parentheses around this entire set of quantities here. The fact that this is addition right here though means that we could basically just drop the parentheses. And just like we did up here, basically what we're going to do is combine like terms. So I look at this and I say, well, I don't have any other y's being cubed, so negative 4y cubed is there. I'll check that off my list. I notice that I have 2y squared here and a single y squared here, so I have 3 total of these y's being squared. Check those off there. We say y's to the first. I have a negative 1 there and a negative 6 there is a negative 7 total y's to the first. Check, check. And then we'll add our constants here. 9 and 2 give us 11. So this would be how we do it horizontally. So in terms of how we do our sum, how we find our sum, I would say that vertically and horizontally really is all just a matter of preference. So just like we carry out addition vertically and horizontally, we can carry out subtraction the same way. And the nice thing about subtraction is that we can interpret things that are subtraction here as really being adding the opposite, okay? Adding. So basically we're going to take our subtraction here and rewrite it as addition and then treat it like addition anyway. So let's take a look at this in a vertical format. If I give us two polynomials here, this third degree minus this third degree, we get this. If I stack them here, we would say 3x cubed plus 5x squared minus x plus 8. All of this is taking away all of the second polynomial, this other cubic polynomial here, third degree polynomial. And so in a situation like this, what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, we're taking away all of the second polynomial. I'm going to change this to addition, and then everybody's sign in here is going to change to its opposite. So it would now look like this. And now that we have this in an addition format, we're just going to add like we would over here on the left. So we say 7 constants. Looks like positive 2 x's here. We would say 5 and 4 give us positive 9 x's being squared. And then we'd say here, negative 5 and a positive 3 gives us a negative 2x cubed. So here is our difference between the two polynomial functions. And I think it's worth noting that it does matter what order you subtract these in, whereas it didn't matter what order we added these in. So now in this last one, we're going to carry this out in a horizontal format. So we have the second degree minus this second degree. And we're going to say, well, let's take all of these things in the first trinomial here that is second degree, and we're going to subtract off all of these things here in the second binomial that is also a second degree. But say subtracting this, again, we're going to make this a positive and then switch everybody's signs in here. We're just going to treat this like addition now. So because I can drop my parentheses now, it just becomes this expression minus 7z squared plus 4z, but we can just add like terms here, or combine like terms. So I notice that z squared, we have negative 2 z's being squared. Z's to the first, I have 4 here and negative 1 there, that's positive 3z, and then I'll just bring down my constant here, plus 3. This would be the difference of the two. So adding and subtracting polynomial functions, just remember to put parentheses around the whole expression when you start. And if you have a negative in front of an entire set of parentheses, you need to distribute it and treat it like addition, and then it's just combining like terms. Cheers.